Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I'm working on my exhaust water muffler. I've got a Volvo Penta D2 55 horsepower with a Volvo Penta wet exhaust. I'll show you the exhaust. This is the exhaust water muffler they've taken out of the boat. Engine, exhaust and water goes into here, fills up here, fills up, and then the exhaust and water fires out of here, goes up through the tube to the and out of the hull. If you ever wondered what these items look like on the inside, this is the outlet. So water is about 30% deep in here, and once the pressure builds up enough, the air pressure forces the water up through the exhaust pipe. The tube itself is just a hollow tube. The inlet is just an inlet, nothing sophisticated. This is the top, keep that up high, and this sits that way up. Vertical is where my hand is. Okay. The problem with stainless steel is it corrodes, becomes very weak and then starts leaking. There's more holes, and that's the problem I've been having. It's been leaking water into the bottom of the boat. So I'm going to replace these two end units with composite units. I'm going to make a fiberglass replacements. To do that, I went to the shop and I've got myself a food container, nice bowl that's the right diameter, and that'll make that lower part for me. And then I'll make some tubes and insert the tubes. To do that, I'm going to use some double bias and CSM. I particularly love double bias because of the drapeability of it. There, I've taken a square of double bias and just molded it down in, and it's beautiful to work. Okay, stays nice and flat. I'm going to use polyester resin, methyl ethyl ketone peroxide catalyst. Okay, now I'll show you after I've laminated them what they look like, and the next stage making tubes. Hi, I've laminated these two units, 5 layers of glass in there. It's semi-cured already. I'm moving on to the how to make the tubes. I found myself a right diameter steel tube. I put a layer of PVC plastic around, and I've cut a strip of glass that will allow me to wrap this round 5 times to give me the thickness of the tube I need. This PVC tube is overhanging at this end, so I can get a pair of pliers on it and slide the whole thing off the steel tube. It's easier said than done. Now I'll laminate it and then we'll show you how well I get at removing it. The tube's still curing. It's only been an hour since it gelled. Probably got to leave this till tomorrow to get it off. The laminating went okay. And to get it out, took a gentle tap around the outer edges, and then apprising with a bit of a screwdriver, and pop, it came out. I cut this out, check the diameters, and then install the tubes. And hey presto, number 2's off, just as easy. Right. Let's find some way of cutting these. And I've cut the crappy ends off. It's got that little bit of shape. Gotta check the widths, give it a grind around. Maybe I have to add a little bit more on here to make it the correct size. We'll find out that in a minute. The weapon of choice to cut that off was my reciprocating saw. It's as I thought. This is a nice tight fit into here, being exactly 150mm diameter. These units are 150mm on this edge here, so consequently they slide into the 150. So I am going to build up extra width on top of here. So I'm going to laminate round and round on these so that they're a tight fit into there. Can't have any leaks. That'll make them extremely strong. Cut my strips of glass. I've put the end cap onto a block of wood. It's not screwed in, it's just bashed on. This will allow me to actually be able to rotate or stand it up as needed. The idea again will be just to laminate round and round and round to build up thickness. Alright, it's time to see if this will come off. It's got a PVC layer. It's actually material I use to repair ribs. It's just taped on, it's loose. Fiberglass on, 5 layers round. Got my vice grips on the end here. And it's... Yes! Oh. My pipe. Now cut it to the length I want and remove the PVC from the inside. I have cut the tubes, made my tubes. They're nice tubes, good thickness, and the diameter is spot on. Right. The PVC comes out really easy. Nothing sticks to the PVC. So that worked out well. This is the inlet side. You can see the water line here is level. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of modification. I'm going to make this tube angle up just a little bit to give better fit for the tube coming in for the exhaust hose. The angle, this goes the other way around, will be more like that. Just a little bit of angle. This is got some problems. See the water line in the middle? Let's see what we're going to put there. This line across here is the water line. This should be sitting like that, with this part at the top and this at the very bottom. So the water line should be across here. This is because this angle is too steep, and the space to get the exhaust hose on is not enough, and the exhaust hose is running along here, and that angle coming on is too great. So I'm going to change that angle so we can get that in the correct place. I've made my angle piece, and then I'm putting this on the top so that my hose enters at a better angle. I noticed when I took this unit off, the hose down the bottom was leaking and it split, and they had to cut it funny to get it on. And to fit the unit, they've had to rotate this so that there was less angle and they can get the tube on. Right, next step now is to take my pieces, cut the holes, and fit everything on. Alright, I've laminated my pieces on. Just wait for this to go. And this one over here. Wow, they look the same. Gotta let that cure. In a couple of hours I'll do the other sides. Welcome back, it's the next day. I finished the glassing yesterday, and this morning I've been grinding the exhaust parts. Let's have a look at them. Here's the inlet from the engine through into the box. That's the top. See the angle? Nice. And this is nice and solid. It will last many years, and a lot longer than the stainless steel unit. Outlet, that sits up the top, nice and solid, nice and strong, same inside shaping as the Volvo Penta unit, but I've changed the outlet to give me a far better angle to get the exhaust tube on. This has worked out brilliant. I'm very happy. And here's the final setup. Got the stainless steel bands to go on yet. Look at that. Very nice. Alright, that's it back together. And I'm ready now to go install it in the boat. Hi, I'm in the aft starboard cabin and I'll show you where this exhaust muffler goes. I'm about to try and put it back in. It lives down in this hole here. It's not very bright. Turn some lights on for you. There you go. You can see the leaking marks. It's been leaking for quite a while. This is the inlet pipe. It's coming from the engine. This is down here. These are the mounting brackets. And this is the outlet pipe. So the outlet pipe is only got a small angle to it, but it's been totally distorted because there was too much angle on the exit of the muffler. I'll cut this back a bit and then refit it on the pipe. First I've got to clean up down there, make it look beautiful. It's been leaking, it's made. Sorry about the lighting. Been making it quite sooty and lots of stain marks. Now to get to see it installed. See, it goes through to the engine. See what I meant by the Volvo Penta unit had that hose almost trying to do a vertical connection. Yeah, not good. Now this is, I've been running it for 20 minutes. Hasn't warmed up, survived very well, no leaks, so it's another happy project.